Welcome to AC Machines class. Today the topic is testing of induction motor. Testing. Why do we need to test the induction motor? To know the performance of induction motor. Performance means its efficiency, torque under different load conditions, and its behavior. In this here there are two main tests, no load test and block rotor test. We are conducting these two tests similarly in case of transformer. Without applying the actual load, we'll estimate the performance at different loads by conducting no load test and block rotor test. Same as similar to transformers, which you already studied earlier. But here in the transformer, there we call it as a short circuit test. It is similar here. It is similar, but here we are blocking the rotor, so that's why it is called a block rotor test. Okay, so here now if you how to do the no load test. So the purpose of no load test is to find the no load current and no load power. If you apply rated voltage to the stator and run the motor freely without any load, and if you connect the voltmeter and ammeter as shown in this figure, so it this voltmeter and this voltmeter denotes the no load voltage. If you apply rated voltage and if you observe the wattmeter readings W2, W1 and W2, if you sum those, is similar to 2 wattmeter method. If you sum the powers, then you will get the no load power, and this ammeter will give the no load current. Okay. Now from this data, what we will find? We will find the equivalent circuit components like R0 and X0, and also magnetizing current I mu and working component IW from no load current I0. The how will you get the formula? See, you know the wattmeter reading. So from this cos phi naught is equal to W naught by 3 into V1 I naught, because it is 3 phase, so we have to use 3, and also R naught V1 by IW I naught cos phi naught, and X naught V1 by I naught sin phi naught. We already similar to that of transformer. The no load branch is similar to that of transformer. IW is the working component of no load current, I mu is the magnetizing current of no load current, and the no load losses. Okay, for different voltages. Okay, no need to plot this. Okay, different voltage. If you increase the voltage, the power also will increase. So coming to block rotor test, here we apply very small voltage such that rated current will flow through the ammeter, and in this wattmeter we will note down the short circuit current, short circuit power at that voltage, and we will find this short circuit power at normal voltage by applying another formula which we will discuss later. So from the short circuit data we will find two factors, R01 and X01, similar to the transformer, by finding. So here R01 can be, so cos phi SC, that means short circuit power factor is WSC by 3 into VSC into ISC, and also the total resistance R01 when referred to stator. In the transformer we will refer to primary or secondary, but here we are referring to stator R01, which is equal to Z01 cos phi SC, that is equal to VSC by ISC cos phi SC, R1 plus R2 dash. R2 dash is the rotor resistance referred to primary. Similarly, here x1 plus x2 dash is equal to x0 1. x2 dash is the reactance referred to the primary. Okay, so to separate this R01 and R2, we have to find R1. That means stator resistance need to be find. How to find out the stator resistance? By conducting stator resistance test. If you supply DC power to the stator, and if you find DC such that rated current will flow in the stator winding, and if you divide the voltage by current, you will get the resistance R1. And if you subtract this resistance from the R01, you will get R2 dash, which is approximate, because we are here not considering any skin effect or proximate effect. So only we are considering DC resistance, but AC resistance is slightly greater than the DC resistance, but here we are approximating to DC only. And x1 and x2 cannot be separated from this test, because there is no simple method. Generally x1 and x2 are considered to be equal. Okay, so these are the no load test and block rotor test. From this data we can construct a circle diagram for induction. The circle diagram is graphical representation, graphical method to determine the efficiency, torque, power factor, maximum output, maximum torque, almost anything from the graph. Without actually loading the motor, we will estimate the power. So this theory behind the circle diagram is little bit less important, because and also the constructional steps we have to follow. But instead of explaining this in detail, if you solve one problem, then it is more than enough. So by solving the actual problem, you can easily understand the concept of the circle diagram. So I am requesting all of you to follow the example 45 and try to draw the circle diagram. Okay, and if you are feeling some difficulty, I will make another video how to draw the circle diagram. Okay, here you can see this is the circle diagram. So here there are so many points, but by looking at this diagram, I cannot find which step has to be drawn first. We have to follow the steps here. Draw the vertical line V1 and draw line OA and OB and join AB, like that. Every step you need to follow. See, by explaining orally you cannot understand. You have to draw separately, and you need to explain this. I will make another video regarding this circle diagram. So from this circle diagram you can find torques and output, full load current, full load efficiency, slip, full load speed, maximum output, maximum torque, maximum input, almost everything you can, full load current, full load power factor, angle, efficiency, slip, everything you can find from this circle diagram. Okay, I will make another video on circle diagram detailedly by solving one or two problems. Okay, you also try and ask me any doubts if you have. Thanks.